Work features throughout the novel as an area of life where the everyman achieves great success. Early in the novel, Howie gives a eulogy on the everyman, recounting how he loved the work of their father's shop. In setting up and closing the shop in the evenings, there is a kind of secular ritual. Details are stacked on details, from the diamonds in their bag, to their father's tools, and the everyman's fingers nimbly running over the stacks of envelopes. Howie's depiction of how the everyman enjoyed the work and its responsibility positions the everyman as a person who finds comfort and fulfillment in attentiveness and working with his hands. Comparing this to the everyman's later white-collar career as an art director at an advertising firm, we can see that the same attentiveness to detail and work ethic has brought him success. For example, when he worked with Brad Carr on the advertisement for Maxwell House, and they achieved the highest score ever for the client. The everyman's post-retirement painting career provided him with satisfaction of working with his hands previously missing in his advertising work, though unlike his advertising work, this is not financially or socially rewarding. One of the most significant work-centered moments towards the end of the everyman's life, one which shapes his philosophical outlook, is his encounter with the gravedigger. This gravedigger describes his process in close detail, from cutting the grass, to measuring out the levelness of the grave itself, and tidying up the soil after the grave is complete. This level of detail acts as a grounding for the everyman, not only making the process of burial, that is, the final journey of a body from above ground in life to below it in death, concrete, but also shaping his understanding of the act itself as an act of skilled work. When the everyman saw his father being buried by Howie's sons, he was horrified, but placed in the context of a workman doing his job to the best of his abilities. The act of burial is stripped of its chaotic force and appears regulated and without mystery. This new awareness of the everyday quality of burial allows the everyman to face death with a new sense of calm acceptance. Each of the everyman's marriages leaves a different mark on him. His first wife, Cecilia, leaves the least impression and is given the least amount of attention in the novel. All that we know about Cecilia is that she made the everyman unhappy and gave him 2 sons, Lonnie and Randy, who hate him. Cecilia's comment that she pitied the everyman's second wife Phoebe proves to be prophetic when the everyman in turn cheats on Phoebe and leaves her for Marette. The everyman calls Cecilia, 15 years after he left her, his Cassandra. Because she knew that he would eventually leave Phoebe too, and the everyman did not listen. Phoebe knows the everyman better than any of his other sexual partners and understands his actions better than he does. It is Phoebe who places the everyman's infidelities in the context of cliché. She is angered by the fact that his commonplace cheating and lying has pushed both of them into roles which they must act out. The everyman's rejection of Phoebe causes the erosion of his future happiness and ability to deal with his own ill health. The everyman's final wife Marette, married in haste to secure a sense of legitimacy, serves to isolate him from his family and his happiness. She is a place card for his desire for life and vitality, but proves to be more absence than presence. Portrayed as essentially hollow, Marette is quick to crumble in the face of the everyman's illnesses. When they separate, the everyman is left alone. His mind returns to Phoebe, who once provided a source of emotional stability and insight. Phoebe's stroke serves as a reminder to the everyman that death is closing in on him. It also helps to contextualize his humanity. The everyman wants her to be healthy, even so far as to wish that she had her voice and strength back to the same levels she used when she was berating him for his betrayals. In sum, all of the everyman's wives provide context and initiative for his shifting emotional developments throughout his life. 1. Critics have often accused Philip Roth of misogyny in his novels. How does Roth present the female characters in Everyman? Is there a difference between how the everyman interacts with men compared to women? 2. Consider the relationship between the everyman and his brother Howie. How does this relationship shape the everyman's life? What is Philip Roth trying to achieve with his characterization of Howie in relation to the everyman? 3. How does the definition of the philosophy of Stoicism compare with the outlook the everyman has on his illnesses? Is the everyman truly a Stoic in the strictest sense of the term? 4. Compare Philip Roth's Everyman with the 15th century play Everyman, also known as the Somoning of Everyman. Can you draw parallels between these two stories? In what ways do they differ? 5. How does the Everyman view his body throughout Everyman? Use several examples in your analysis. 6. The ocean, the shore, and swimming are present in Everyman from the Everyman's boyhood right up until his death. What do these symbolize? Do their symbolic meanings change throughout the novel? 7. Diamonds are referenced at various points throughout the novel. What do diamonds symbolize? Do different characters perceive diamonds in different ways?